Alright, another video of showcasing some items from recent estate sales. I'm excited to show you. Last week went to a local estate sale here in the area for a gentleman who had been in the Marines. He retired as a master sergeant in multiple tours in Viet Nam. And this is definitely one of those ones that a quality over quantity. Sometimes you go to a sale, you find a bunch of stuff, nothing really too exciting, and sometimes you find just a few things and they're all interesting items. So let's take a look at what we found. First, you got this canteen cover, and you might look at it and be like, well, you see canteen covers all the time. They're not really anything too exciting. But what makes this one a little more unique is, rather than being stenciled US on the front, it's stenciled USMC. And there was just one company, I believe these were for like the Korean War. So you got a 1952. So there was just one contract in that year of a company to make canteen covers for the Marines. So something a little more unique than just your regular canteen cover. As I had mentioned, he had on 2 tours in Viet Nam. And this here is a headband. Now, some of these headbands were more souvenir, but you'll also see plenty of photos online of soldiers out in the field wearing these. I believe there's even a photo of like a Navy SEAL wearing one of these. And there was a variety of different ones. I've seen ones that would say like, it'll say Viet and then like War Nam, or Viet Hero Nam, and so forth. So a variety of different colors and wording on them. And so they're always something interesting to find. And let's take a look at your next item here. Just your regular ERDL shirt. And it looked like he had maybe glued some patches on there. I don't know, maybe for reunion or some kind of thing, or maybe his kids did that years later, but it comes right off. But the interesting thing is you think about getting patches and name tapes made in other countries, and language barrier. And so we see, like on this, his name was Voigt, V-O-I-G-H-T, and we see on the name tape here it's V-O-I-E-H-T. And so I'm guessing that he probably was telling him, yeah, I need it, and it needs to be G-I-G-H-T, and they said G-E, and so that's how those things can happen. It's always kind of humorous, and I'm not sure why. I would have thought he would have had it on the other side here rather than there, but just something humorous. And this here, on his second tour, he was an advisor with the VNMC, Viet Nam Marine Corps. And we see he's got his name embroidered, and they got it spelled correctly that time. And we see on here, you see how this tiger stripe pattern, it's almost kind of got a purplish tint to it. And what that is it in the dyes, you know, that would have been black when it was new, and then as it's washed and fades, it starts to get a little bit of a purplish hue to it. So we see like this here, it's the same pattern, but a lot less wear on this, and we see it's still more of a black. So, you know, you can just imagine someone over in China Beach wearing these. So you got himself coming apart there at the seam a little bit. But this, I'm guessing, is something he probably had custom made over in Vietnam. It's a sleeve for a rifle, and it's got a strap here. And he did bring back an SKS from Vietnam, and so I don't know, this might have been what he brought it back in, but certainly not something that you're going to see very often. Just something that was either custom made or something that was very few made. And we've got, early in his career, he was stationed over in Okinawa. See there, from 57 to 59. And the final thing, a pair of his jungle boots. If you're familiar with the different versions of jungle boots, you know the first version has like the leather up here. In the second version, they replaced it with like the nylon, but they still didn't have the ankle guard or protection. So these would be classified as like a third pattern. And on the tongue, it's hard to read it, but it's from 68. So these would have been, I think, from like his second tour in Vietnam. So like I said, not a whole huge group of items, but certainly a lot of unique things that you won't see very often. Certainly tells a kind of an interesting story of this gentleman who was a master sergeant in the Marines. And I hope you've enjoyed seeing these items, and if you have, I encourage you to like this video, subscribe, and check out the many other videos I've got uploaded. I think there's over 30 of them, most of them showcasing different World War II to Vietnam items found at estate sales. Thanks for watching.